excited to kick off the meeting tonight. So, welcome to Peaceful Investing with Peter Akinola tonight. How have you been? Peaceful Investing is a monthly webinar that I hold, for the community, Asset Tribe, where we bring up different topics in the investment world and we try as possible to dissect and then be able to learn one or two things from each other. So, but before I continue tonight, please, and you also see my screen clearly. Please, once I have one or two three confirmation, confirm that you can see my screen. Let's do that quickly. Can anyone hear me? Use the chat box. Hello, can anyone hear me? Good evening. I'm still waiting for your confirmation. Can anyone hear my voice? Okay, thank you, Kolauli. Thank you, Rudin. Thank you so much. Now that I have the confirmation, let's get started. So I'm going to take the next 30 minutes thereabout to talk about this topic. You know that is an extensive topic on its own, and then even if I spend 3 hours, it will not be enough. But I'll do the best I can to touch on what I consider the most important things, and then I'll open the floor for questions. So if you have pre-written or preconceived questions, you can start penning them down now so that, and then at any point in time when I'm speaking and you have any question, just pen it down on the chat box so that once I'm done, I'll be able to take all the questions back to back. Is that okay? Can we move now? Do we get that instruction? Just pen down your questions and then we can move. So I'll try and but then I would hope that the best of what we are going to learn tonight will come from answering your questions. So I am so big on questions. So bring all and every question you can think about. There's nothing like stupid question. There's nothing like irrelevant question. If I can answer them, I will. If I can't, if it is out of scope, I will let you know it's out of scope. But then, as much as possible, don't limit yourself in terms of question. Bring every question that you can think of tonight. So let's get started. So the topic into all of that. What is invest with? Because in this age and time, I cannot be so sure that when I mention the word investing, we are on the same page. I cannot be so sure that we mean the same thing when we use that same word. So it is important that we clarify that investing or investment by doing nothing or by doing things passively. So we are saying anything that you're able to invest into. So if you are able to, but in this case, we'll be talking about financial investment because there could also be academic investment. There could be, marital investment and all sorts. In fact, emotional investment. But then in this particular case, we are talking about financial investment, and then financial investment will be any financial commitment that you have made that is able to bring return over time. Either you have to do a little thing or then it can generate income by itself passively, or can also give you a better reward over time. So the most important thing here is there's a commitment, there's a time factor, and there's a part of you doing nothing or doing little to get it happen. So if you have to Okay, so let me quickly go through what I have here. So it's a tool for growth, it's a long-term strategy, it's a way to beat inflation, it's a stewardship decision, and then it is a risk-taking activity. The fact that investment require risk does not mean it is risky. In investment, we call it, there are things we call calculated risk. We are talking about risk to reward ratio. We'll get into all of that. But what investment is not? Investment is not a get rich quick scheme. And then we need to clarify that clearly, deeply, and widely, because in this age and time that everything is everyone every corner you turn to, there's a Ponzi, there's a pyramid scheme, there's a get rich scheme everywhere. People want to turn 10,000 to 1 million overnight. Now, if it is so the danger to that is the fact that some of those things, or most of those things, are not sustainable. The fact that they're able to do it once or twice is not the real thing. The real thing, how sustainable is what you are getting into. So the next thing is, it is not gambling. It might have an element of risk, but then it is not gambling. It is not gambling. It does not have guaranteed return, especially the one we are going to be talking about tonight. Does not have anything like guaranteed return. It's just estimate or public calculation based on the past occurrences that we've had in the market. And an investment is not only for the rich. We need to clarify this as well. And an investment is not a one-time action. It's a continuous thing. So before we go forward, we need to clarify a few things. Now, before you get into investing into the stock market, you need to first set what is your investment objective. What do you want to achieve with the money you want to put in this market? I mean, and a sample of objective would probably be that account for growth, for wealth, or for your children's future, or for your retirement. It could be different. I mean, it could be anything. But then you need to be clear what your objectives are, and then you need to also be clear what your risk tolerance are, because your risk tolerance is going to be the reason, or is going to inform what you would need, what you can get into, and what you cannot. The kind of stocks you can buy and the kind of stocks you cannot buy, the kind of risk you can take and the kind of risk you cannot take. So it is important that you set and made clear from the very beginning what your risk tolerance is. The next one will be your investment horizon. How long are we looking at? How long are you looking at for this investment? Is it so? And the reason for all of this is so that you don't go and um, you can't see my screen again. So I'm going to reshare my screen. I'm going to reshare my screen. You need to be able to see my screen. So please confirm you can see my screen now. Okay, so either we just keep following. I would share this. I will share this on the group. I will share it on the group once we are done. And I can see it from here. What's happening today? Okay, let me share it again. Let me share this again. Oh gosh. Okay, can you see it now? I just shared again. So sorry for that. Let's just continue. Or maybe I should switch into another stream. I should use another streamer. Let's just continue. I will share the screen on the. I will share the. I'm just going to let me quickly drop it on the group so that we can, so that you can all access it on my screen. You can on the group. So let me just take 1 minute to quickly do that, and then I will continue. I will let me quickly drop it on the group because I want us to be able to follow. A minute, please. I'm just going to do that now. Okay. So if you go to the group now, you should be able to access the slide. You should be able to access the slide if you go to the group now. But whichever works. So I think it goes off again. Just let me just continue. Thank God it's showing now. So I was talking about things you need to get and then put in place before we can even get into the investment. And I've explained that. So why do you want to invest in the stock market? Because it helps beat inflation. So it's one of the easiest vehicle to beat inflation in Nigeria or anywhere in the world today. It also build wealth over time. I posted something sometimes last month and says, and I said it takes patient money to truly build wealth. Now, one of the vehicles of building true wealth is the stock market, but then it takes time, and it takes time for the miracle of wealth building to happen. And then what is the miracle of wealth building? It's compound interest. So it takes time in the market for stock market to give you wealth. And then the third thing here is you can earn income. You can earn dividends. Now, for some of the people that are already in this environment, the last dividends that were declared by different organizations were massive, and people had, got alert, got dividends, and it was awesome. The last one here is ownership in companies. You want to be part owners of some of the most prestigious companies we have around the world or in Nigeria, especially the ones you use every day. You don't just want to save in GT Bank. You want to also be part of the owners of GT Bank. You don't just want to use some of your favorite food or something. You want to also be part of the owners. So that's one thing we need to establish. The next one is why should we invest in the Nigerian stock market? Now, it's because the Nigerian stock market, apart from the fact that it gives you access to some blue chip companies that are solid, e.g. GTCO, Dangote, Zenith, Julius Berger, and all of that. Now, we have a lot of undervalued opportunities in the Nigerian stock market. Currently, let me quickly let you know something. Currently, the total capitalization of the market is around 77 trillion, and then which is a little, not even a little, a bit far from our GDP as a nation. And then normally, if you look at developed nations, it is the capitalization of their stock market that they use to measure, the growth in that particular outside of the GDP. So now, what our GDP and then our capitalization of the market is telling us is there's a lot of room to grow. And then, of course, the growth might not happen to every stock or every company, but then companies that are adding value are creating value in the market. So we need to establish that. We have market recovery and growth opportunities, and then we have regulatory body. Gone are the days where anybody can do anything in the market and go scot free. Today, there's SEC, there are different bodies that regulate that regulate and keep an eye on the operations of the market. So who are the key players in the market? Now, the first one is the Nigerian Exchange Group, NGX. In the market today, you need a CSCS number that you will need stockbroker investment hub to generate for you. Now, other player, is the SEC, Security and Exchange Commission, which are the regulators of the market. The SEC, these are the regulators of the market. I can see that the screen is off again. I get it's network. Please just look off that, and then if you need to switch to the slide on the group, please do. But just keep following. The next one and the most common part of it is the licensed stockbroker. You need a stockbroker, either a digital stockbroker or a physical stockbroker to get into the market. So before we continue, now I want you to take an exercise now as you are listening to me. So go to Google, or let me just do this. I'm going to get the link and drop it on the message box. So go to Google and type unclaimed dividends. Now, what I want us to do is now, and I've tried to do this exercise almost every opportunity I get. Now, this is a where you are going to land into is a list of unclaimed dividends in the market today. List of unclaimed dividends. I just dropped the link in the message. But if you cannot access it, just go to Google and search unclaimed dividends. So I need you to do that, and then you need to type in, or maybe we can do this after the call so that it doesn't distract you. But save the link or something. Search your name, your full name. Search the full name of your family members. You might just find one. You might just find, because these are list of unclaimed dividends. Dividends that has not been claimed from people that have bought stocks over the years for a lot. I mean, either new or stocks. So if you are able to find any of your members, and probably for you or your family member on these charts, on this on this list, please DM me so that I can tell you the next thing to do. So I don't want to stay too much on that so that we don't digress totally. So let me continue. But please make sure you do that exercise. Make sure you do that exercise. I'm also going to be dropping the link in the group now so that it can be easy for everyone to access either now or at the end of the call. So I just dropped the link on the call now, on the group now. So let's continue. So I've spoken about the retrieve. So now let's look at what are the basic investment options you have in the Nigerian stock market. You have equity, which are stocks, which is simply past ownership in a company. You have mutual funds. These are investments managed by regulated experts around the world, I mean in Nigeria rather. And then, so we have Stanbic IBTs. Almost every bank you have today have an asset management arm of them, and they all offer mutual fund. So the prevalent rate in the market today is between 19% and 24%. If you are dealing with correlation is a stockbroker, they offer a mutual fund at 24%. If you are on Optimus or Avri Invest, they also have a fund that is able to offer you 24% per annum, and then we also have First Bank Holding, also offering like I think 22% and thereabout. So those are the options we have. We also have real estate investment trust. These are companies that gather money and invest it into real estate, and then they now pay their investors, dividends and all of that. We also have bonds. If you want to invest in bonds and fixed income like treasury bills also, you also go through the same market. But tonight is not about bonds. Tonight is about stocks. So let's continue. So what are the steps required? Step to start investing in stocks. The first thing is you need a brokerage account. Now that used to be a very hard thing to do. You need to go through, probably go into a stockbroker office, do all of that. But now it is not. What you need to do is download an investment app. You can choose to work with Cowrywise or Optimus or Afri-Invest 2.0 or Bamboo or any one of them. There are so many. On this channel that I'm currently streaming, I have a video that talks about like 14 of them. So you can watch that video when you are free and pick which is best. So, but off my head, I would likely say that if you're going to be investing into Nigerian stocks, think of Optimus, think of Bamboo, think of Cowrywise. So whichever one you are okay with, I have used all of them, all of the three I mentioned, and then they are good app to work with. So immediately you open those apps, set up your KYC and all of that. You can fund your account. You can invest with as little as 1,000, 10,000. So you don't have to wait till you have the big money that you are planning to invest before you start. The idea now is to get started first, and then you can build on it later. I mean, you can continue to build on it. So the third one is to research and then select stocks. Now that is a whole huge topic on its own. How to research stock, how to see what is okay, what is not okay, what should I buy, what should I not buy, and all of that. But at the end of this call, I'm going to give a particular big news around it. The fourth one is place your order, you buy, and then you are good. Then you have to monitor periodically. Those are the things, those are the steps to it. So tools for research and tracking, the NGX website, just type Nigerian Stock Exchange on Google, you will land to the website. Stockbroker, I've mentioned different stockbroker or app that you can work with, financial news. Like I love to say, follow Nairametrics, follow me. If you have not subscribed to this channel, subscribe, and then the income that you get to earn from this investment. The third one between CBN and some of the major banks we have. And so because of that, their share price is already decreased because people are now fearing that they might not get the dividends in the next few months. In fact, from the rumor, it says that some company might not be able to pay dividends until 2028. So people are selling their stocks because people want dividends. So now, by so do you know that this company is solid, but then because of the current issue they have, they are being undervalued because people are selling their stocks and then they are being undervalued. It's an example of value invest. Another thing is, look at the company that is, valuable, but it has not gotten enough exposure that you get, and then you can buy into. The last one on this list is dollar cost averaging, is to set is to separate a particular cost, a particular amount of your income, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, whatever it is, and then invest into the market as consistently as possible. Okay, so now let's look at my recommendation for the month of July. You might want to screenshot these or write them down or whatever it is. You might want to do that. So for growth means that if you are focused on turning your $5, 5 naira into 10 naira, these are the stocks you should be looking into. For dividends, it means if you are looking at buying into stocks that will pay you highest dividends possible in the market. These are the ones you should be looking into. So we have NACO, we have Guinea Insurance, we have NGX Group, we have First Bank Holdings, we have Legend Internet. Legend Internet is a new company, in fact, and then people that followed my call when I talked about it fourth time, I've made like 20-30% already on it. So for dividend stocks, you are looking at Julius Berger, Senate Bank, GT Bank, Lafarge, Fidelity Bank. And then just to be clear, those are my recommendation. It is not financial advice. Please do your own research before you commit your money to it. But then these are my um, so how do you get started? Set your financial goals, set it clearly, as I've said. Know your risk tolerance, start as small as possible, choose the right investment vehicle, the right stocks, or probably you want to do mutual fund. Now, for every beginner, mutual fund is always a recommended option because while you are learning the role, while you are learning to invest in the market, mutual fund always, for most mutual funds, you cannot you cannot be wrong with them. So and that's why it is always the most recommended. Mutual fund are mostly recommended, for people that are coming into the market afresh. So that's okay. So talking about platforms, you can use trusted platforms like Cowrywise, RiseVest, Trove, Bamboo, uh, other ones I've mentioned. So, and then let me say this: avoid anything that is promising guaranteed return, and especially very high. Let me be clear at this point. Your low risk and high return is mutually exclusive. They do not work together. The way investment work, and I'm talking about investment that will put your mind to rest, that you will not, you will not lose your sleep on. The way it works is that if you are looking for great return, high interest, high return, you should also have high risk tolerance. If you are looking for low or no risk tolerance, then you should be. If you don't have if your risk tolerance is low or nothing at all, then should be you will also get the kind of investment we get will also have low interest, and that's where we have the likes of the bonds, the likes of the treasury bills and the likes. The average rate is 18, 17, 19. But then the stock market can give you times two of your money. In fact, the all share index of the Nigerian stock market has done over 111% year to date, meaning that if you had not even bought any singular stock, if you have bought into the all share index, you will have done times two of your money already, which is not possible in bonds and treasury bills. But then, before you take that as an investment advice, you could also have gone the other way. So there's no certainty in the stock market. I've said that, and I want to emphasize that. So the next thing is about the community. So the Asset Tribe is a community of investment lovers, enthusiasts. I lead the community for now, and then the goal is to bring together like minds, invest into things that are sustainable. I mean, first to learn about investment and invest together. So one of the things we are going to be doing going forward, invest together, learn together, like we do every month, like this. Opportunities that are coming, I drop there, and then if you have any other opportunity, very viable opportunity, you can also send it to any of the admin to share on the group. I would have loved to open the group so that we can have new conversations, but because of spammers, that's why the group is currently locked. But if you need to pass any information across, you can send it to the admins, and then it will be shared. So what should we expect from the community? Expect an investment club, expect probably a cooperative, expect whatever can happen to make sure that your investment game is solid. It will happen to this community. So do well to make sure that you stay close, and then you follow all the instructions and all the recommendations given. So thank you for listening. That will be all for me tonight. The big news I want to talk about is I recorded a full course, for equity investment, that is stock market investment, uh, few weeks ago. And then if you've been in the ecosystem long enough, you will remember I shared it on the group I was talking about testers and all of that. Now, I am going to make the course totally free for the community members for the next few weeks until I figure out how much I want to charge. Currently, the price tag on it is 25,000 naira. So I'm going to make it free for the next few weeks. I don't know when I'm going to take it off, but then as much as possible, as I make it, it's going to be open immediately I finish this call tonight. So from tomorrow, you will be able to access the full module of my stock investment, course. I thought someone would be excited for that. So you'll be able to, and then we are talking about a recording of altogether probably 8 hours or so, maybe not up to that. But then on the website, we also have quiz, we have study materials and all of that. But then for ease, what I've decided to do is I will not ask you to go to the website to go and access it. I will make it available here on YouTube. So it will be available here on YouTube. I will just make it accessible. It has always been available on YouTube, but it is not accessible to anyone. So I'll make it available and accessible for everyone on YouTube. Let me quickly show you what you will be getting, what you'll be watching. Let me quickly. Uh, so you can drop your questions while I quickly show what you would from this. So look at this. Um, the topics that we will be talking that I spoke about here. Okay, the first one is welcome to equity to stock investment. My screen is not showing again. Welcome. So they have 10 money paradigm that must shift. We have type of stocks, we have investment objectives. I spoke about investment objective extensively, how to create one and all of that. Then I spoke about the stock market investing strategies.